service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News and Jib Jab Greetings. I'm Bud Lowell. The full AccuWeather forecast is right across the top of all CNC local news pages. When is an improving economy not a good thing? When your job depends on a poor economy, and that's what happened to more than 400 Chase Bank employees who've been told they'll be laid off in the village of Albion. They're being laid off essentially because the mortgage foreclosure crisis has eased off. A Chase Bank call center is currently the village's biggest employer. The agents there worked helping homeowners who are behind on their mortgages. Chase says in a statement that fewer homeowners are having problems, so it no longer needs as many employees. More than 400 of them got their 90-day layoff notices Thursday. Assemblyman Steve Hawley said this is a loss for the region, but particularly for Orleans County. He said he will work hard to make sure it's a temporary setback. The Assemblyman says 150 of the call center workers have been offered jobs with Chase in Rochester, and other companies have told him they're interested in hiring some of the other call center workers. More layoffs are coming for Eastman Kodak in Rochester. Kodak filed notice with the State Labor Department yesterday that it will lay off 61 people from its facility on Lake Avenue in late August. They work with photographic equipment and supplies. Kodak says they're being let go in part because of the decline in the traditional film business. Kodak says it will continue to make adjustments, though, as it works its way out of bankruptcy. Tournament play has finally started in the Wegmans LPGA Championship at Locust Hill Country Club. That, of course, after round one went to Mother Nature on Thursday when everything had to be postponed. Rain and lightning moved in over Locust Hill right at tea time Thursday morning. Officials first held off, then had to cancel the entire day's play as water began collecting on the greens like this. They got going at 7:15 Friday morning. Schedules have been adjusted so that they can get the entire tournament in by the end of Sunday. This is the first time the LPGA has had to cancel a full day's play in the history of the Rochester tournament. The New York Civil Liberties Union says there are stark racial disparities in who gets arrested for having small amounts of marijuana across the Empire State. The NYCLU analyzed federal crime reporting data from 2001 through 2010. They found that blacks are much more likely to be arrested under the same conditions as whites. For example, the report says a black person in Monroe County is 6.5 times more likely to be arrested for possession than a white person. In New York City, which has the controversial stop and frisk policy, they're 9 times more likely to be busted. New York leads the nation in marijuana arrests of all kinds with more than 103,000 in 2010. Monroe County says the New York State Health Department has given a clean bill of health to Monroe Community Hospital. County Executive Maggie Brooks says Health Department inspectors visited this week and found MCH to be in substantial compliance with state and federal regulations. The list of deficiencies given to the county last month had all been addressed. Brooks says in a press release she is pleased to see the progress made. She said the hospital has successfully taken action to address an unfortunate and isolated incident and that quality and continuity of care has remained strong. Brooks fired former hospital director Todd Spring after the hospital was cited for failures in patient care this year. Spring was accused by the state of mistreating a patient. The hospital now has a 21-member board of directors that oversees operations. 2 days after being acquitted of the most serious charges against her, Meghan Markle said Thursday she feels remorse but not responsibility in the death of Heather Boyam. Boyam was the Fairport teacher and triathlete killed last summer while riding her bike on Route 250 in Penfield. Markle and boyfriend Mark Skirbo were driving on 250, she in her car, Skirbo on his motorcycle. The prosecution said they were playing vehicle tag after a night of partying. Skirbo went to pass Markle's car on the shoulder and hit Heather Boyam on her bike as he did so. The impact flung her in front of Markle's car so that she was killed. Markle was found guilty of DWI but acquitted on manslaughter. She was set free this week because of time already served. The 24-year-old Markle says Boyam's death left a hole in the community that will never be filled. According to published reports, she said there is nothing she can do to change it. But Markle says she thinks the verdict in her case was fair because whether she had alcohol in her system or not, She believes she could not have prevented the accident. A major construction project is about to get underway on I-390 south of the airport. The New York State DOT says resurfacing work begins on both north and southbound sides of the Genesee Valley Park bridges Saturday, assuming favorable weather conditions. This means long-term lane closures in both directions, about 6 weeks of them. For this weekend, it will be single-lane traffic each way between Brooks Avenue and East Henrietta Road. Things will get a little better starting Monday. The expressway will then have 2 lanes open each way for most of the project. All the interchange ramps will still be open. The work zone will gradually move along over the 6 weeks ending in October. Travel will be slow all summer between the airport and the 590 split. A Greece police officer was treated for minor injuries early Friday. A suspected burglar is under arrest following a high-speed chase down Dewey Avenue from Greece into Rochester. An officer watching some businesses on Dewey Avenue following a couple of earlier burglaries noticed a suspicious vehicle about 2:30 in the morning. As he walked up to the car, the driver took off. Police gave chase southbound on Dewey. One patrol car was involved in a minor accident. The officer was treated and released. The suspect car kept going until the driver crashed near Dewey and Driving Park. The suspect tried to run but was tackled by waiting city police officers and arrested. 3 people got out of their burning house in the town of Hamlin early Friday morning because they had working smoke detectors. The fire reportedly started in the bedroom of a home on Roosevelt Highway. 2 adults and a child escaped after being wakened by the alarm, and they're being assisted by the Red Cross. To the left of the player window, you'll find links to these and other stories. At the bottom of the page, links you can use, post news and information directly to us, and share what you know or that great cell phone picture you got. Next news podcast is As It Happens. Updates are as necessary. I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.